What inertia is? The principle of inertia is one of the fundamental laws of classical physics. The concept of inertia is today most commonly defined using Isaac Newton's first law of motion, which states that every body continues in its state of being at rest or of uniform motion unless acted upon by an external force. For example, passengers in a moving car are initially in a state of uniform motion. As the car comes to a stop suddenly, the passengers tend to continue in motion and lurch forward. This is because of inertia. Any body spinning on its axis, such as a flywheel, exhibits rotational inertia, a resistance to change of its rotational speed. A relatively large force is required to change the rate of rotation of an object with a large rotational inertia, and a relatively small force is required to change the rate of rotation of an object with a smaller rotational inertia. Flywheels, which are attached to the crankshaft in automobile engines, have a large rotational inertia. The engine delivers power in surges. The large rotational inertia of the flywheel absorbs these surges and keeps the engine delivering power smoothly. An object's inertia is determined by its mass. Newton's second law states that a force acting on an object is equal to the mass of the object multiplied by the acceleration the object undergoes. Thus, if a force causes an object to accelerate at a certain rate, then a stronger force must be applied to make a more massive object accelerate at the same rate. The more massive an object, the greater is the amount of inertia that must be overcome. For example, if a bowling ball and a baseball are accelerated so that they end up rolling at the same speed, then a larger force must have been applied to the bowling ball since it has more inertia. It has to be emphasized that inertia is a scientific principle and thus it is not quantifiable. In common usage, however, people may use the term inertia to refer qualitatively to an object's amount of resistance to change in velocity and sometimes its momentum depending on the situation.